Alright, welcome back. This Kevin Samuels clip caught my attention for a reason. Let's get into it.
How are you? How old are you?
38.
What do you got for me? Let's see if we can get this back on kind of track.
Sure. So you're just asking what
Yeah,
what
because
my thoughts
you have
are.
any children?
I don't.
Uh, do you resonate with Sierra's prayer? Sierra's prayer, uh, does that do anything for you?
Not necessarily, but I mean, I do think that if you want something, that you do have to manifest it some kind of a way.
Okay. What is
So
it?
I resonate with it in saying, what you ask for and what you believe. If you truly do believe it and think it and surround yourself around those things, then it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Okay.
resonates with me in that manner. It doesn't necessarily have to be a man per se, but career, and anything else that you really want for your life, that you really have to be serious about it, and you can get it if that's what you want.
Who's Nay and who's Goddess?
That's me. Say that again.
Are you Nay?
I'm Nay.
All right. All right. Take it easy, Nay. All right. Yes. Manifest.
Yes.
At 38 years old, what does manifest mean to you?
So for me, and what it's meant in my life is that if there's something I want to do or be around, I only surround myself around that. So before I bought my house, for example, that's not all I talked about, but I wanted to be around other people that were homeowners and kind of said it before it was already mine. That's what manifest means. So it means that it may not be yours yet, but that you say it and that you believe it and that you continuously surround yourself around those things.
And then what else?
And then you just keep chugging until you get there. And when you get there, you look at the next, what's on the list.
That's immersion, ma'am. Immersion. Putting yourself around the concept. But where's the work?
Well, the work is the thought process. That's where it first starts.
No, it's not.
No,
It's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, where's the work?
Well, if I manifested you into a gym and dropped your 400-pound woman into a gym and put you around all that stuff, would you just
No,
get in shape?
that's a good point. No, that's a good point.
I'm wondering why so many of you women just believe that all you have to do is believe, wish upon a cloud.
Yeah.
You have a good point.
Do you want to be married one day?
Maybe, possibly.
See, Dave, what's the maybe?
Well, the maybe is it has to be with the right person. I've grown up around. And what does that mean? That means a ton of different things. My parents have been married for 40 plus. I've been surrounded by that. But
Okay, but it has to be the right person. What does that mean?
that means the right person for me, the right person that has the right mindset, the right person who's just not getting married to get married, who believes in marriage, who wants some of the similar things that I want. That's what the right person is for me.
Do you have the TV or something playing in the background? Because the audio is kind of going out.
No, I'm in my office actually, still working. So no.
Okay, so the right person.
Yeah.
Your parents have been married for 40 years.
40 plus, correct.
When you ask your mother, how did you know dad was the right person for you before you got married? What did she say?
You want me to give the honest, or honest? Because I have asked her that. But in their day, what she did say to me was, it wasn't necessarily all about being fully in love. If someone came
Not in
forward,
their day, ma'am. That's how it is.
okay, well,
It's not in their day. Human beings have had tens of thousands of years of doing that. This magical manifestation, right man bullshit is
that's
you
true.
women dying alone. That's since the 60s. We were
Okay.
married at a rate of 80+% prior to 1965. Now we got all these magical manifesting spinsters talking about the right man. Just like I asked you, Miss Haiti, you thought I was being funny, but hundreds of years ago, did you get to know all this stuff up front? But no, this is liberalism, college education, and the feminization of black women. That's where y'all learn this stuff, the college campus.
Yeah.
And the very white women that taught y'all this went back home to their husbands. Read the books of Birdie. Read what happened when Cosmopolitan, the Playboy for women, to sell women birth control, sanitary products, and a bullshit lifestyle. The right person, because I'm going to ask you, are you the right person for the man that you're looking for?
So that's a great question. I don't know.
So
I think I am, but I mean, I can think that I am, right?
So there's only one right person?
Well, is there?
I'm asking you. You don't want to believe it. I'm just challenging you.
I didn't say one right person.
I'm asking. How many right persons?
I don't
know.
know.
The right person. The
right
one.
person.
You said
so
the.
I don't know.
Implies one. You didn't say a right person. The right person. That's what you said.
Okay, so let me rephrase that then. A right person. Let me rephrase that.
How many right people are there?
I can't answer that.
Man, hold on. Let's be business people. Let's be business people. You can't make a business. If marriage is a business decision, you can't make a business decision with such lack of probabilities.
Yeah, that's true.
So if your parents were married for 40 plus years and you're surrounded by marriage, how did you end up not being married?
It's a personal choice.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I want to ask a question. If marriage is based on business, why do we have to get married? It's just business.
Well, the first business is family. At 65 years old, when you can no longer work and you can no longer earn substantial money, who's going to take care of you if you're alone?
Why can't you take care of yourself, though?
You've been a middle class earner your entire life. You have no network, no family.
I understand.
What if you've made just out of
Hold on. That's why, because no country in the West is set up for single elderly individuals. So if you want to be single, you better earn twice, at least what a spouse is making, and invest wisely throughout your lifetime to possibly have a shot at it.
I was going to say, I think you should do that regardless of whether there's a spouse or not a spouse. That's just my opinion. I think you should plan accordingly.
What percentage of black women earn more than $50,000?
I don't know the numbers. I just know I do, but I don't know the numbers. I don't know the numbers of percentages, but I know that there are.
What city do you think you live in?
What state? Massachusetts.
Around the Boston area?
I'm in Georgia.
Not in the Boston area, but not too far from the Boston area.
All right. So the cost of living is higher around there, though.
It definitely is. That's correct.
All right. So the reason for marriage, because it is business. Family has always been business. Family, whether it's the way. First off, children are the resource. You need the nuclear building blocks to build a community. And that's the thing. And where in the world do single individual women thrive? They don't. Women tend to take resources from the system. So the way you give back.
May I ask how do women take resources away from the system? I mean, I know
because women earn less money by choice.
Oh, so you're saying the women that do earn less money and that don't continue
women
to
do earn less money by choice.
Yeah, so the women, the women that are doing it by choice,
Yeah, women in the West, they're donor states and contributor states. California, New York versus Arkansas, Mississippi. Who donates more to the union? California, New York, Mississippi, or Arkansas? California, New York pay more taxes in, donate more. Mississippi and Arkansas take more. Women earn less money by choice.
Okay.
So they take more resources from the system. Look at the homeless population. How many women's shelters do we have? How many shelters do we have for women in domestic violence? 2,000+ for women. We got 1 for men. Women take. So the way you end up, society deals with that is women should be getting married. But if you want to be a florist or a pet groomer or whatever, cool. But then when you're 65 years old and you're turned out and you have no more money, the little bit of money you paid into Social Security, you don't have any resources, what happens to you if you're a man? You end up where?
Yeah.
Where? What happens to
Homeless, you
men?
mean?
Yes. And what's starting to happen to women?
Yeah,
Homeless.
homeless.
So at 38, you make money. But I got a question for women like you. I always had a question. What is life about?
That's
Generally
a
speaking,
good
oh, sorry.
question.
I thought you were asking me. Are you
Yeah,
asking
yeah,
me?
I am.
So when you say what is life about, you mean
Mhm.
what is it about for me?
Mhm.
Still about family. For me, I don't have my own children, but it's absolutely about family. Um, it's about enjoying my life. And for me, that means I work hard, but I also play harder. So that means I can travel, enjoy time again, like I said, with family and friends. It's just about really getting the best out of the days that I'm here, right? And I'm afforded. So generally speaking, it's trying to live my best life as far as what I think that means. And that means spending time with family, cousins, aunts, uncles, etc.
So would you make room for the fact that you're taking from your family? Let me give you an example. Because you have money, but you come to take the relationships your cousins and everybody else had to make. You benefit from those. You're not bringing your family. You're bringing you. Christmas time.
Well,
Hold on.
but you know what? But they're
I need you to
okay, I'll
let me
listen
start.
further.
Let you speak.
Gotcha.
When family, you don't have one. You're an individual. Life is about people. And
This.
as a woman, female, you are taking. So this is what's going on today. When a single man and his friends get married, you know what happens to him? He gets pushed away because his friends are like, love you, partner, but I got my family to run.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Women don't do that. They allow their single friends to leech off of their families. So now when you start to see women say, I don't let my single friends come around, and what do you fall back on? You fall back on family. Where is your component? Where is your building block to the DNA of your family?
It's in giving back and being there for
It's in
my
money.
nieces.
It's in money.
Yeah, it's
It's
money.
in not
It's
just
money.
money, no. It's in the time.
But you're
Money
by
is
but you're
not.
not but the lineage. Our responsibility to family is making sure the bloodline moves on.
But
It ends with you.
the bloodline
It
moves
ends
on.
with you.
Yes and no. And I'm saying that because the bloodline can still continue, and it's going to continue if you have people like myself, right, who are fully integrated in the family and being and
You're taking other people's
helping the
relationships.
family, not
You're
just
taking
monetary.
okay, ma'am. I get what you're saying. I get what
Okay.
you're saying. But until you have your own husband and your kids, you're still taking from the family.
But
You may
how
be
am I
good.
taking? But I guess my question is, how am I taking from the
Okay,
family?
how are you taking? How are you
Yes.
taking? You show up to a family gathering solo.
Okay.
Listen, if everybody showed up to the family gathering solo, where would the cousins be? If all the women showed up solo, where would the family be? A bunch of women. There would be no family.
It wouldn't be
Just
that
a
bad.
bunch of women. Just a bunch of women. Just like it is here in Atlanta when you go out. Nothing but women and kids. And you got one professional girl, one professional woman who works her ass off. And she's successful in her professional life, but she fucking sucks in her personal life. And she's leeching off of the family. And they love her, but they get tired of her. And the husbands don't like her because there's a reason she's single. There's a reason, oh, you're like your cousin, but it's like, hey girl, if you want to go somewhere, you got to go with your married friends, your married family, or you ain't with your single. And that's cool. We don't have balance in the Black community. Black women in particular are overcommitted to these jobs. Black women have overcommitted to these jobs and these so-called finances. And the most important thing, family. We don't have it to where now women are parasiting other people's families.
What
I
if
respect
you
your
don't have
opinion.
family at all?
You make one.
Yeah, I do have
if you don't
my
have family, you don't have family at all. You get married, you make one. That's the one thing we can do. We can get married and keep making them. See, it's easier to get money. It's easier to get money than family.
yeah.
That's what the Hispanics are coming here into this country. They have replaced us as a minority because they came over here and they stuck to the family. That's why the
Yeah.
black side of town is not the Hispanic side of town, because we got so many of our women who are so worried about this goddamn job and travel and all this other shit. You traveling by yourself.
Not me though. That's not completely true. I'm
Okay.
traveling.
Ma'am, due respect, if it's not you, eat the meat, spit out the bones. I've done this too long and I see too much.
All right, so you're saying generally speaking. Gotcha.
Yeah, okay. I asked you, do you want to be married? And we come back. Why were you here? Is I asked you, do you want to be married? You said maybe. And then you gave me
Maybe.
something about the right man.
I mean, that's my opinion, right? Everybody has an opinion.
Well, it's the right man, but then I say, what did your mama tell you? And your mama told you that's not how it works.
That's not what my mom taught me. My mom taught me, my parents, not just my mom and dad raised me to be independent and to be who I
You
am
have any
with or
siblings?
without something.
You have any siblings?
That's how
Siblings?
I do.
Siblings? Siblings?
Three siblings.
Siblings?
3
Are they married or single?
married,
Mm-hmm.
except for
Are you
one.
the first in the birth order?
No, I'm in the middle.
Well, you're the rebel. And this is one of the part of the problem. So many of our women have rebelled. This is why they're resorting to Sierra's prayer. Because when you rebel from the family, you gotta pray for manifestation in divinity because you're living out of alignment. So I can come at it either way. You can have everything. How come your non-black counterparts can have everything that you have plus family?
I don't know. It's a good
Well,
question.
it ain't the problem with the money or the job, then is it? It's a problem with the woman. That's what it comes
Your
down
opinion.
to. It's not my opinion. It's not okay. Then what other reason?
I don't know. That's a good question.
No, the answer is the problem is the woman, because it's not the education, it's not the money. The next lowest married group of women is 54% white women. So it's not education. Y'all have less degrees than white women. Women have, look, this channel is about the facts. And my point is, you can have everything you have, but my question is, you said the right man. And that, to most men, is a cop-out. To most men, that's a cop-out. Because if I put you in a room with 100 right men, would they pick you to be their wife?
Mm-hmm. Would they? That's the question. Would they?
Yeah.
I guess she
Are you
will
a
make
wife?
him the right one.
Are you a wife?
I don't know. I mean, am I a wife? No, I'm not a wife right now. Are you saying?
Wife ready? Are you wife ready?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do
Do
you
you
know?
want a partner? If you got married, would you want a partner or would you want a husband?
I think I'd want both, a partner and a husband.
You can't make this shit up.
This is good.
That's why that's college. What feminism did to the black community, the slave masters couldn't do.
Don't say that.
I don't have to say it. History does. The slave masters, chattel slavery couldn't break the black family like feminism and college degrees did. You want partners, but where do you get 2 CEOs or 2 presidents? Where do you get that don't happen nowhere in life? There's one leader. You're a valued counsel, but you were second. The funny thing is, women were popping the same shit in the Ukraine, and the war broke out. Then all of a sudden, where are all the women who wanted to be partners? They got their fucking ass out of that country, didn't they? Left the men to fight.
It's true.
And the problem is, y'all are on the front line fighting because you're strong and can travel and this and that, and y'all are unprotected. And you're always complaining, you're so unprotected. You're unprotected because you cannot work under us. You don't trust us to lead you. But you'll go spend your money in that institution to get that degree. You'll go spend money over here. You'll trust the job, but you don't trust the one thing that's always been your protection, your man. Yeah. Every other race of women, when the chips are down, lines up with their man. Black women, you get away from. And until we start having these conversations about the right man, the right man is the one that looks like you with a nose as big as yours, the one that tells you to sit your ass down. We ain't partners. You belong to me. The kids belong to you. I belong to God. We report up. Get in line or get the fuck out. Every other race of women seems to understand that. Go ahead.
So are you saying that we're supposed to listen to our man, even though there's cheating going on and there's a lot of misled going on? The person.
Bullshit. Women and men cheated roughly the same rates. I have documented this thousands of times. I just did it Friday. Roughly the same rates. Google it yourself. In the black community, black men cheated at 28% rate. Black women cheated at 24% rate. But yet you ask about relationships, and women often cite infidelity and abuse. When we have the documentation that black men are the most abused in domestic relationships at the rate of 2 to 1. So who's actually whooping whose ass? That show is tomorrow, by the way.
You're making me laugh, but that's not.
I'm not trying to make you laugh because y'all believe this. This Christian feminism with a dash of color purple is what fucked up the black community. Y'all are all running from this mysterious mister in your head that's whooping y'all's ass and fucking your sister. That just ain't how it goes.
Wow.
75% divorce rate in the black community. Who's filing divorce? 8 out of 10 divorce actions are filed by women in our community. 28% to 24%, the adultery rates. And that's including boomers. When you get boomers and Generation X, and you get these wild ass millennials and zennials, that shit goes off the radar because women out here having sex at exponentially higher rates than men. But yet your biggest issue is fear. Listen to how so many of our women talk about relationships in terms of fear. What's he gonna cheat? What if he cheats me? What if he beats my ass? What if he do this? What if he do that? What if he do that? They don't have to do nothing. Chattel slavery didn't need to do this. All we have to do is give you feminism in a textbook.
Yeah.
And make you afraid of your own man to where you're afraid of who's supposed to be your protection. Yes. So then who do you go to get to protect you? Ooh, let's see, the university, your job, and you feel safe because you got currency. Any black men on their currency? No. We're not your enemy. And until black women start understanding that you were not taught by your mothers how to work with us. Let's have a real conversation. When you were a little girl and you start blossoming, what were you told about boys? Boys, you better be careful. They want something from you. Yeah. So all of a sudden, boys went from being your cousins and your brothers to being something you gotta fear. You don't see your future husband and your future partner. You see something that's going to hurt you. So you can't out-muscle us, so how y'all start treating us in an emotionally different way. Then you learn that you need men, so it's like we're either something to be feared or we're utilities. So this is why this whole Sierra's prayer thing comes up, because men are like, we ain't done nothing to y'all for y'all to be praying for. Just stop having sex and making babies with the men who shouldn't be fathers in the first place.
That's true.
That's true.
So what I'm saying is there are feminists who are married. But then you got Stacey Abrams and all these other black women delivered the Democratic vote for Joe Biden. What do we got out of all this?
Yeah.
When y'all start realizing that y'all are the ones being used, not us, and the answer is we all we got. It's not Sierra's prayer. Y'all need to pray with us. Don't be praying, God make your next, God make me worthy of a husband. Yeah. Instead of giving me everything I want. Hold on, let me do this real quick. All right, let me bring a few more people in. This has been good.
Yes,
thank you.
Let me bring a couple more folks in. Thank you. If y'all want to stay, you can stay. If not,
okay.
I'm going to try to bring some more people in because I wanted to bring a couple of guys in, but I'm not.
You've got a 38-year-old woman who says she's still waiting for the right man, the one who fits her vision, her standards, her idea of love. At the same time, She says she's living her best life, leaning on family for support and doesn't feel the need to adjust much. But here's where the contradiction starts to show, because waiting only works when there's progress happening alongside it. If years go by and the outcome hasn't changed, then it's worth asking whether the approach itself needs to change. Then there's the comfort zone. Relying heavily on family support can make life easier in the short term, but it can also reduce the urgency to grow, adjust, or build independence. And in relationships, independence and stability matter. Then comes the ego factor. Strong self-belief can be useful, but if it blocks reflection, it becomes a barrier. If the mindset is, I'm doing everything right, I just haven't met the right man, it removes the opportunity to ask, what could I improve? What might I be missing? Then there's the expectation of the right man. Often that idea is very specific. Someone who meets high standards, brings stability, and adds value. But that same man is also evaluating. He's looking at lifestyle, mindset, independence, and long-term compatibility. And here's the hard truth. If someone keeps the same mindset, the same habits, and the same expectations for years without results, the issue may not just be timing, it may be alignment.